The Harlem Renaissance was a period of spiritual and cultural growth in the African American community throughout the city of, well, you guessed it, Harlem, New York. During this time, the 1920s to 30s, many white Americans were being shipped away to Europe to go help fight in the biggest war of their time, World War One. This left a huge hole in the US workforce, which many American women, and the main focus of today's video, African American men, were left to pick up. Thousands of African Americans migrated from the South to the North to fill in the roles left by the white men that were off fighting, and nowhere was more populated than Harlem. This city in New York became the hotspot for everything African American, from music to literature to the focus of this video, art. Harlem became the center of the American dream, the Black American dream. But what is the definition of the American dream? Well, a quick Google search will tell you that the American dream is the belief that anyone, no matter how you were born, where you were born, or what color you were born, can achieve their own form of success. In simple terms, in America, you can be anything. Now, why am I saying that the Harlem Renaissance was a renewal of the American dream? Well, it's because when African Americans migrated up north, they found jobs in the areas that they enjoyed. They learned to embrace their culture without suppression, and that led to even more job opportunities. They saw the beginnings of jazz performances, African American poetry, and televised African American stars. This time period gave African Americans the opportunity to do whatever they wanted, wherever they wanted, however they wanted, without the fear of oppression or the limitations of social status. Almost an exact replica of the American dream. Scratching deeper into the surface of the Harlem Renaissance, I want to talk about the art that came from it. More specifically on Aaron Douglas. I don't know what it is about him. Maybe it's the fact that his name is the same as my middle name, but one look at his artwork, and quite honestly, I was almost brought to tears. That's not a joke. His silhouette art takes a simple image and monochromaticizes it. Yes, I just made up a new word. Sue me. Anyway, the work of art that I want to focus on and really analyze in this video is called Aspects of a
Naughty word.
Life, from Slavery to Reconstruction. Let's start from the ground up. Look at the small details and then use them to form a bigger picture. The first thing that hits my eyes in this image are the dark silhouettes of African Americans picking cotton around a tall man in the middle holding a candle. Moving into the middle ground, we see people riding, celebrating, riding a horse, and going off to war. And in the background, we see what looks to be some sort of government building and an apartment complex. Now that we've analyzed this image properly, let's interpret it. This image, at least to me, tells a story about the beginning of the Harlem Renaissance. The black silhouettes in the front are the African Americans still in the South picking cotton. The man in the middle is pointing at the two buildings in the back, signifying that they can achieve more with their lives than just picking cotton all day if they just moved up north, towards the buildings. As we see with the people to his immediate right, they are celebrating this newfound cultural expression and economic prosperity. This is all happening because the people in the middle ground, the soldiers, are leaving to fight World War One. From the use of warm colors to the rough edges of the people and shapes, Aaron Douglas used the tools at his disposal to create a mesmerizing piece of artwork that tells a beautiful story. A story about the beginning of the Harlem Renaissance. But why? Why am I talking about this today? And why should all of this matter? Well, other than the fact that this is for a school project, the Harlem Renaissance matters not just because it's a part of American history, but also because it still continues to influence our daily lives. Jazz music started because of the Harlem Renaissance, and now we see street performers and live shows of this beautiful genre of music. Black poetry and literature brought the uprising of many African American writers, such as Langston Hughes, Zora Neale Hurston, and W.E.B. Du Bois, all of whom's literature is still looked at and analyzed today. And the art that came from the Harlem Renaissance? Well, I just spent this entire video, which is probably double the length that it needs to be, talking about it and admiring it. So I'll just skip it. Why does the Harlem Renaissance matter today? Without the Harlem Renaissance, some of your favorite pieces of literature, music, or art might not be here today. Hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more.